Well, there was two things. We had a meeting with yourself and Luke Ferrugia, the architect. So his referral was the first thing. So obviously he'd worked with you before. You'd, I believe, already seen the plan, so you knew the challenges that you're up for. We discussed those in some way that Mark and I were comfortable that you'd be able to pull it off. And there you go. Yeah. Concerns, Andrew. Yes, we had concerns. Having built home before, it can be really stressful. In this build, as you know, we're on site. So we were seeing it every day. If there was something that wasn't going to be right, we'd be seeing it. So I guess that also made it a bit more difficult for you. The fact that we were on site all the time, so every day we'd see it. As it happened, two things were right. One, there was no stress throughout the whole build. Everything flowed smoothly. That made life a lot easier for us, not having concern there. The second thing was that we saw it every day, and every day it was right. The people, your tradespeople were just fabulous. So good to work with, respectful, quiet. All the neighbours mentioned, that's a quiet building group you got there. I said, yeah, they're fantastic. No loud music, no swearing. It was great. Luke was such a pleasure to work with. The care he took, you know, when he went home at night, I don't think he forgot about the job. He was working out exactly how he was going to get those fine measurements in there, with everything lining up. Your eye's not drawn to anything that looks wrong, and everything's just right. He had the drawing to work with, but he's the guy who pulled it off and all of those little details together, which is what we're after. And I guess in the background you were ordering materials and what have you, and that's why things just flowed. I mean, there was maybe 3 days where nothing happened because of some small hiccup with something or somebody. The rest of the time, you know, the flow of work was as it should be. Obviously, this build is completely different from the rest of our home, flowing on down the back. And that was the original plan from back in 2015 when we bought it. Over time, when we developed, we were ready to do it. That's when we met with Luke Ferrugia, and he did the final detail of the outside and the inside. And the things that we were after was to work with our garden. So from outside, the house looks great. From inside, the house looks great, but the garden also looks fabulous. And that's really what we're after, is to bring the outside in and the inside out. Yeah, it's really come together. You'd think the house was built years ago and the garden then was constructed, but actually that's not the way it was. The garden was done first and then the house is nestled in it. So we really love it.